Welcome to Vidhera English. In today's lesson, we are going to learn the simple present tense in a very easy way. Before we begin, you will see 2 slides about pronoun contractions. Please pause the video and read those slides carefully by yourself because they will help you speak English more naturally. Once you have read them, let's start learning the simple present tense. The present simple tense is used to talk about actions, situations, or states that happen regularly, are generally true, or are permanent. It is one of the most important tenses in English because it is used in everyday conversations. The present simple has 2 different types of sentences. The first type is action-verb sentences. These sentences describe a physical or mental action. For example, I play cricket. She works in a bank. And they study English. Here, the words play, works, and study are action verbs because they show an action. The second type is to be sentences using am, is, and are. These sentences do not describe an action. Instead, they tell us about a person's identity, profession, age, feelings, condition, or characteristics. For example, I am happy. She is a doctor. And they are at home. Remember, these 2 types follow completely different structures and rules, so do not mix them. In this lesson, we will first learn action-verb sentences. Now let's learn the structure of action-verb sentences. For positive sentences, the structure is subject plus verb 1 plus object. For negative sentences, the structure is subject plus do or does plus not plus verb 1 plus object. For questions, the structure is do or does plus subject plus verb 1 plus object. Now remember an important rule. We use verb 1 and the helping verb do with I, you, we, they, and all plural subjects such as my parents, the students, Rahul and Tom. But with he, she, it, and all singular subjects such as Rahul, Maria, my teacher, and the dog, we use verb 1 plus s or es and the helping verb does. Now let's see where we use the simple present tense. The first use is daily routines. These are activities that we do every day or as part of our regular schedule. Example 1. Positive. I wake up at 6 a.m. Question. Do I wake up at 6 a.m.? Negative. I do not wake up at 6 a.m. Example 2. Positive. She drinks coffee every morning. Question. Does she drink coffee every morning? Negative. She does not drink coffee every morning. Notice that in the question and negative forms we use does, so the main verb becomes drink, not drinks. Example 3. Positive. My father reads the newspaper before breakfast. Question. Does my father read the newspaper before breakfast? Negative. My father does not read the newspaper before breakfast. Again, after does, we use the base form read, not reads. Example 4. Positive. Our team starts work at 9 every morning. Question. Does our team start work at 9 every morning? Negative. Our team does not start work at 9 every morning. Now let's move to the second use. The second use is habits. Habits are things we do regularly, but not necessarily every single day. Example 1. Positive. I usually read before going to bed. Question. Do I usually read before going to bed? Negative. I do not usually read before going to bed. Example 2. Positive. He always carries a water bottle. Question. Does he always carry a water bottle? Negative. He does not always carry a water bottle. Notice that after does, carries changes to carry. Example 3. Positive. They often visit their grandparents on weekends. Question. Do they often visit their grandparents on weekends? Negative. They do not often visit their grandparents on weekends. Example 4. Positive. We normally discuss important decisions together. Question. Do we normally discuss important decisions together? Negative. We do not normally discuss important decisions together. Now let's look at the third use. The third use is facts and universal truths. These are things that are always or generally true in reality. Example 1. Positive. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Question. Does water boil at 100 degrees Celsius? Negative. Water doesn't boil at 100 degrees Celsius. Please remember, this negative sentence is only for grammar practice. In real life, water does boil at 100 degrees Celsius under normal conditions. Example 2. Positive. The Earth revolves around the sun. Question. Does the Earth revolve around the sun? Negative. The Earth doesn't revolve around the sun. Again, this negative sentence is only for teaching grammar. Scientifically, the Earth does revolve around the sun. Example 3. Positive. Plants need sunlight to grow. Question. Do plants need sunlight to grow? Negative. Plants don't need sunlight to grow. This negative sentence is also only for grammar practice because plants do need sunlight to grow. Example 4. Positive. Honey contains natural sugar. Question. Does honey contain natural sugar? Negative. Honey doesn't contain natural sugar. Once again, this negative sentence is only for grammar practice. Now let's learn the fourth use. The fourth use is permanent situations. These are life setups or situations that remain true for a long, stable period. Example 1. Positive. I live in Pune. Question. Do I live in Pune? Negative. I do not live in Pune. Example 2. Positive. She works near the railway station. Question. Does she work near the railway station? Negative. She does not work near the railway station. Notice that after does, works becomes work. Example 3. Positive. My uncle owns a grocery store. Question. Does my uncle own a grocery store? Negative. My uncle does not own a grocery store. Again, after does, owns becomes own. Example 4. Positive. They speak English at home. Question. Do they speak English at home? Negative. They do not speak English at home. Now let's move to the fifth use. The fifth use is likes, dislikes, opinions, and preferences. We use the simple present tense to explain our internal states, thoughts, feelings, and general choices. Example 1. Positive. I like listening to music. Question. Do I like listening to music? Negative. I do not like listening to music. Example 2. Positive. She loves reading novels. Question. Does she love reading novels? Negative. She does not love reading novels. Again, after does, loves becomes love. Example 3. Positive. They believe in hard work. Question. Do they believe in hard work? Negative. They do not believe in hard work. Example 4. Positive. My parents prefer homemade food. Question. Do my parents prefer homemade food? Negative. My parents do not prefer homemade food. The sixth use is timetables and fixed schedules. We use the present simple to express official timelines, public transportation, or fixed schedules that happen automatically. Example 1. Positive. The train leaves at 7 a.m. Question. Does the train leave at 7 a.m.? Negative. The train doesn't leave at 7 a.m. Notice that after does, leaves becomes leave. Example 2. Positive. My class starts at 9 o'clock. Question. Does your class start at 9 o'clock? Negative. My class doesn't start at 9 o'clock. Again, after does, starts becomes start. Example 3. Positive. The movie begins at 6:30 p.m. Question. Does the movie begin at 6:30 p.m.? Negative. The movie doesn't begin at 6:30 p.m. After does, begins changes to begin. Example 4. Positive. Our office opens at 10 a.m. Question. Does your office open at 10 a.m.? Negative. Our office doesn't open at 10 a.m. Here also, after does, opens becomes open. Now we have completed action-verb sentences. Let's move to the second track, which is to be sentences using am, is, and are. We use this structure when there is no action verb in the sentence. These sentences tell us about a state of being. The structure is very simple. For positive sentences, the structure is subject plus am, is, or are plus complement. For negative sentences, the structure is subject plus am, is, or are plus not plus complement. For questions, the structure is am, is, or are plus subject plus complement. Now remember these helping verbs carefully. We use am only with I. We use is with he, she, it, and all singular subjects such as Rahul, my teacher, and the company. We use are with you, we, they, and all plural subjects such as my parents and the students. Now let's see where we use to be sentences. The first use is identity, profession, and age. We use the present simple to talk about who we are, what we do, and how old we are. Example 1. Positive. I am a student. Question. Am I a student? Negative. I am not a student. Example 2. Positive. She is a doctor. Question. Is she a doctor? Negative. She isn't a doctor. Example 3. Positive. He is 25 years old. Question. Is he 25 years old? Negative. He isn't 25 years old. Example 4. Positive. They are engineers. Question. Are they engineers? Negative. They aren't engineers. Now let's move to the second use. The second use is feelings and conditions. We use the present simple to talk about how we feel and in what condition we are. Example 1. Positive. I am happy today. Question. Am I happy today? Negative. I am not happy today. Example 2. Positive. She is tired after work. Question. Is she tired after work? Negative. She isn't tired after work. Example 3. Positive. They are excited about the trip. Question. Are they excited about the trip? Negative. They aren't excited about the trip. Example 4. Positive. The baby is sleepy. Question. Is the baby sleepy? Negative. The baby isn't sleepy. Now let's learn the third use. The third use is location. We use the present simple to tell where someone or something is. Example 1. Positive. I am at home. Question. Am I at home? Negative. I am not at home. Example 2. Positive. She is in the office. Question. Is she in the office? Negative. She isn't in the office. Example 3. Positive. The keys are on the table. Question. Are the keys on the table? Negative. The keys aren't on the table. Example 4. Positive. My parents are in Mumbai. Question. Are my parents in Mumbai? Negative. My parents aren't in Mumbai. Now let's learn some very important rules. Rule number 1 is the base verb rule for track 1. After do, does, don't, and doesn't, the action verb always goes back to its original base form, which is verb 1. Never add s or es to the verb in questions or negative sentences. So these sentences are correct. Does she speak English? He doesn't play tennis. These sentences are incorrect. Does she speaks English? He doesn't plays tennis. Always remember, after do or does, use only the base form of the verb. Rule number 2 is never mix the tracks. One of the biggest mistakes in spoken English is mixing to be with an action verb in a simple sentence. Keep these two tracks completely separate. These sentences are incorrect. I am live in Pune. Do you are ready? She doesn't a doctor. The correct sentences are, I live in Pune. This is track 1. Are you ready? This is track 2. She isn't a doctor. This is track 2. Now let's do a quick revision. Action verb sentences are used to talk about physical or mental actions. We use them for daily routines and habits, facts and universal truths, permanent situations, likes, dislikes and opinions, and timetables and fixed schedules. The structure is positive, subject plus verb 1, and for singular subjects, verb 1 plus s or es, plus object. Negative, subject plus do, or does plus not plus verb 1 plus object. Question. Do or does plus subject plus verb 1 plus object. To be, sentences using am, is, and are used to talk about state, description, identity, or location. No action takes place in these sentences. We use them for identity, profession and age, feelings and current conditions, and locations and structural characteristics. The structure is positive subject plus am, is or are plus complement. Negative subject plus am, is or are plus not plus complement. Question. Am is or are plus subject plus complement. Now let's begin learning the present continuous tense. The present continuous tense is used to talk about actions that are happening right now, at the exact moment of speaking, or situations that are temporary. The present simple describes your life in general. For example, I live in Pune. But the present continuous describes what is happening in the current passing period of time. For example, I am staying at a hotel this week. It is one of the most frequently used tenses in everyday English conversations. The present continuous has only one type of sentence structure, but it combines both things you learned in the previous lesson: a to be, helping verb, and an action verb. Always remember, this tense requires both a helping verb and an action verb to show that an action is continuing. Now let's learn the structure. For positive sentences, the structure is subject plus am, is or are plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. For negative sentences, the structure is subject plus am, is or are plus not plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. For questions, the structure is am, is or are plus subject plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. Now remember which helping verb to use. Use am and verb 1 plus ing with I. Use is and verb 1 plus ing with he, she, it, and all singular subjects such as Rahul, my brother, and the cat. Use are and verb 1 plus ing with you, we, they, and all plural subjects such as my friends, the students, Tom and Rahul. Now let's see where we use the present continuous tense. The first use is actions happening right now. These are physical or mental activities occurring at this exact moment. Example 1. Positive. I am learning English. Question. Am I learning English? Negative. I am not learning English. Example 2. Positive. She is drinking coffee. Question. Is she drinking coffee? Negative. She isn't drinking coffee. Example 3. Positive. Rahul is talking on the phone. Question. Is Rahul talking on the phone? Negative. Rahul isn't talking on the phone. Example 4. Positive. Our team is discussing the new project. Question. Is our team discussing the new project? Negative. Our team isn't discussing the new project. Now let's move to the second use. The second use is temporary situations or around now. These are actions that are not necessarily happening at this exact second, but they are true for a limited period during this week, month, or year. Example 1. Positive. I am reading a book this week. Question. Am I reading a book this week? Negative. I am not reading a book this week. Example 2. Positive. He is staying with his friend until he finds a flat. Question. Is he staying with his friend until he finds a flat? Negative. He isn't staying with his friend until he finds a flat. Example 3. Positive. My sister is preparing for her final exams this month. Question. Is my sister preparing for her final exams this month? Negative. My sister isn't preparing for her final exams this month. Example 4. Positive. We are looking for a new roommate in Pune. Question. Are we looking for a new roommate in Pune? Negative. We aren't looking for a new roommate in Pune. Now let's learn the third use. The third use is changing and developing situations. We use this tense to describe trends, gradual shifts, or slow changes happening in the world or in our lives over time. Example 1. Positive. My English is improving daily. Question. Is my English improving daily? Negative. My English isn't improving daily. Example 2. Positive. Gold prices are increasing rapidly this season. Question. Are gold prices increasing rapidly this season? Negative. Gold prices aren't increasing rapidly this season. Example 3. Positive. The weather is getting colder outside. Question. Is the weather getting colder outside? Negative. The weather isn't getting colder outside. Example 4. Positive. Technology is changing our working habits. Question. Is technology changing our working habits? Negative. Technology isn't changing our working habits. Now let's learn some important rules and exceptions. Rule number 1 is easy spelling shortcuts for adding ing. When we change a base verb into a continuous verb, we do not always just add ing. There are 3 simple spelling patterns. Pattern A is the normal rule. For most English verbs, simply add ing to the base verb. Work becomes working. Play becomes playing. Study becomes studying. Notice that in study we do not change the letter Y. We simply add ing. Pattern B is the silent E rule. If a verb ends with a silent E, remove the E before adding ing. Live becomes living, not living. Write becomes writing, not writing. Drive becomes driving, not driving. Pattern C is the double letter rule. If a short, one-syllable verb follows the consonant-vowel-consonant pattern, double the last letter before adding ing. Run becomes running, not ruining. Stop becomes stopping, not stoping. Swim becomes swimming, not swimming. Plan becomes planning, not planing. Now let's learn rule number 2, the state verbs trap. This is a very important rule in spoken English. In English, verbs are divided into 2 main categories: action verbs and state verbs. Action verbs describe things that your body physically does. State verbs describe things your mind, heart, or senses experience. The golden rule is this: the present continuous is only used for actions that are moving or progressing. It is never used for states of being, even if those states are happening right now. If a verb is a state verb, it must stay in the present simple tense. Remember, state verbs describe how we feel, think, or have, not what we are doing. Now let's look at the 3 main categories of state verbs. The first category is mental states or thinking and understanding. These sentences are incorrect. I am knowing the answer right now. Are you understanding me? He is remembering her name. The correct sentences are, I know the answer right now. Do you understand me? He remembers her name. The second category is emotional states and desires, or feeling and wanting. These sentences are incorrect. She is wanting a cup of coffee. I am needing some help. They are loving this restaurant. The correct sentences are, she wants a cup of coffee. I need some help. They love this restaurant. The third category is possession or owning things. These sentences are incorrect. I am having a car. This phone is belonging to me. The correct sentences are, I have a car. This phone belongs to me. Now let's do a quick revision. The present continuous tense is used to talk about ongoing or temporary actions and situations. We use it for actions happening right now, temporary situations around now, and changing and developing situations. The structure is positive, subject plus am, is, or are plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. Negative, subject plus am, is, or are plus not plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. Question, am, is, or are plus subject plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. Finally, remember the golden check. Use am with I. Use is with he, she, it, and singular subjects. Use are with you, we, they, and plural subjects. Now let's begin learning the present perfect tense. The present perfect tense is like a bridge that connects the past to the present. We use it when an action happened in the past, but the exact time is not important. What matters is the result or experience that we have right now in the present. Before we look at the uses, let's learn the basic formula. We use have with I, you, we, they, and all plural subjects such as Tom and Rahul or my friends. We use has with he, she, it, and all singular subjects such as Rahul, my brother, or Puna. Now let's learn the sentence structure. For positive sentences, the structure is subject plus have or has plus verb 3 plus object. For negative sentences, the structure is subject plus have or has plus not plus verb 3 plus object. For questions, the structure is have or has plus subject plus verb 3 plus object. Remember, this tense always uses the past participle form of the verb, which is verb 3. Now let's see where we use the present perfect tense. The first use is life experiences. This means things you have or have not done in your life. The exact date does not matter. We are simply looking at your life's experiences up to this moment. Example 1. Positive, I have seen that movie. Question, have I seen that movie? Negative, I have not seen that movie. Example 2. Positive, she has traveled by airplane. Question, has she traveled by airplane? Negative, she has not traveled by airplane. Example 3. Positive, Tom and Rahul have driven a sports car. Question, have Tom and Rahul driven a sports car? Negative, Tom and Rahul haven't driven a sports car. Example 4. Positive, our company has achieved all its quarterly goals. Question, has our company achieved all its quarterly goals? Negative, our company hasn't achieved its quarterly goals yet. Now let's move to the second use. The second use is past action with a present result. The action happened in the past, but its consequence or impact is felt right now in the present. Example 1. Positive. I have lost my keys. Question. Have I lost my keys? Negative. I have not lost my keys. The keys were lost in the past, but the result is that I do not have them now. Example 2. Positive. He has broken his phone screen. Question. Has he broken his phone screen? Negative. He has not broken his phone screen. The screen was broken earlier, but it is still broken now. Example 3. Positive. Tina has cleared her final examinations. Question. Has Tina cleared her final examinations? Negative. Tina hasn't cleared her final examinations yet. Example 4. Positive. The city of Pune has experienced rapid development this year. Question. Has the city of Pune experienced rapid development this year? Negative. The city of Pune hasn't experienced much development this year. Now let's learn an important rule. Rule number 1 is the specific time trap. Never use a specific past time word with the present perfect tense. For example, yesterday, last night, in 2024, or 2 hours ago. If your sentence contains a specific past time, you must not use the present perfect. Instead, use the simple past tense. Look at this incorrect sentence. I have cleared my exam yesterday. This is incorrect because the word yesterday tells us the exact time. The correct sentence is, I cleared my exam yesterday. Now look at this sentence. I have cleared my exam. This sentence is correct because the exact time is not important. Only the present result matters. Now let's do a quick revision. The present perfect tense is used to connect a past action to a present result or experience. The formula is positive, subject plus have or has plus verb 3 plus object. Negative, subject plus have or has plus not plus verb 3 plus object. Question. Have or has plus subject plus verb 3 plus object. Finally, remember this helping verb rule. Use have with I, you, we, they, and all plural subjects. Use has with he, she, it, and all singular subjects. Now let's begin learning the present perfect continuous tense. The present perfect continuous tense is used to talk about an action that started in the past, continued through time, and is still happening right now in the present. Let's understand the difference with an example. Present continuous. I am walking. This focuses only on what is happening at this exact moment. Present perfect continuous. I have been walking for 2 hours. This focuses on the duration. It tells us that the action started 2 hours ago and has not stopped yet. Now let's learn the sentence structure. For positive sentences, the structure is subject plus have or has plus been plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. For negative sentences, the structure is subject plus have or has plus not plus been plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. For questions, the structure is have or has plus subject plus been plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. Now let's see where we use this tense. The first use is actions that started in the past and are still continuing right now. This is the most common everyday use. The action is still in progress at this very moment, and we want to show how long it has been happening. Example 1. Positive. They have been waiting here for 20 minutes. Question. Have they been waiting here for 20 minutes? Negative. They have not been waiting here for 20 minutes. Example 2. Positive. She has been cooking dinner since 7 p.m. Question. Has she been cooking dinner since 7 p.m.? Negative. She has not been cooking dinner since 7 p.m. Example 3. Positive. Tom and Rahul have been playing video games all afternoon. Question. Have Tom and Rahul been playing video games all afternoon? Negative. Tom and Rahul haven't been playing video games all afternoon. Example 4. Positive. Our team has been developing this software tool for 6 months. Question. Has our team been developing this software tool for 6 months? Negative. Our team hasn't been developing this software tool for very long. Now let's move to the second use. The second use is actions that just stopped but have a clear present result. The physical action may have stopped a few moments ago, but you can still see or feel its result right now. Example 1. Positive. I have been running. Question. Have I been running? Negative. I have not been running. For example, you may be out of breath so people can see the result of your running. Example 2. Positive. It has been raining. Question. Has it been raining? Negative. It has not been raining. Even if the rain has just stopped, the roads may still be wet. Example 3. Positive. Rahul has been working out at the gym. Question. Has Rahul been working out at the gym? Negative. Rahul hasn't been working out at the gym. Example 4. Positive. The municipal corporation has been repairing the roads in Pune. Question. Has the municipal corporation been repairing the roads in Pune? Negative. The municipal corporation hasn't been repairing the roads in Pune. Now let's learn some important rules. Rule number 1 is master the time partners. Since and for. We use for with a period of time. That means we are counting the total length of time. For example, for 20 minutes, for 5 hours, for 3 days, for 6 months, and for 10 years. We use since with a specific starting point. That means we mention the exact time when the action began. For example, since Monday, since 9 a.m., since 2015, since childhood, and since morning. Now let's learn rule number 2. The state verbs trap strikes again. Just like the present continuous tense, you cannot use state verbs such as verbs of thinking, feeling, or owning in the present perfect continuous tense. Instead, use the present perfect tense. Look at these incorrect sentences. I have been knowing him for 5 years. She has been having this car since January. The correct sentences are, I have known him for 5 years. She has had this car since January. Now let's do a quick revision. The present perfect continuous tense is used to show the duration of an action that started in the past and relates directly to the present. The structure is positive, subject plus have or has plus been plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. Negative, subject plus have or has plus not plus been plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. Question. Have or has plus subject plus been plus verb 1 plus ng plus object. Finally, remember this helping verb rule. Use have been with I, you, we, they, and all plural subjects. Use has been with he, she, it, and all singular subjects. Now let's begin learning the simple past tense. The simple past tense is used to describe completed actions that happened at a specific time in the past. If the present perfect is like a bridge connecting the past to the present, the simple past is like a closed door. The action started, finished, and is completely over. Unlike the present tenses, we do not have to choose between have and has here. We use the same helping verb, did, for everyone in negative and question sentences. Now let's learn the sentence structure. For positive sentences, the structure is subject plus verb 2 plus object. For negative sentences, the structure is subject plus did not or didn't plus verb 1 plus object. For questions, the structure is did plus subject plus verb 1 plus object. Remember, in positive sentences we use verb 2, but after did, we always use the base form, which is verb 1. Now let's see where we use the simple past tense. The first use is completed actions at a specific time. The action happened and finished at a definite point in the past. Example 1. Positive. I watched a movie yesterday. Question. Did I watch a movie yesterday? Negative. I did not watch a movie yesterday. Example 2. Positive. She called me at 5 p.m. Question. Did she call me at 5 p.m.? Negative. She did not call me at 5 p.m. Example 3. Positive. Peter and James played football last Sunday. Question. Did Peter and James play football last Sunday? Negative. Peter and James did not play football last Sunday. Notice that after did, played becomes play. Example 4. Positive. The team finished the project last month. Question. Did the team finish the project last month? Negative. The team did not finish the project last month. Again, after did, finished becomes finish. Now let's move to the second use. The second use is a sequence of past actions. We use this tense to tell a story or describe a series of events that happen one after another. Example 1. Positive. I woke up and drank coffee. Question. Did I wake up and drink coffee? Negative. I did not wake up and drink coffee. Notice that after did, drank becomes drink. Example 2. Positive. He entered the office and started his work. Question. Did he enter the office and start his work? Negative. He did not enter the office or start his work. Again, after did, entered becomes enter and started becomes start. Example 3. Positive. Jenny passed her exams and celebrated with family. Question. Did Jenny pass her exams and celebrate with family? Negative. Jenny did not pass her exams or celebrate with family. Example 4. Positive. The company launched the new scheme and reported record profits. Question. Did the company launch the new scheme and report record profits? Negative. The company did not launch the new scheme or report record profits. Now let's learn some important rules and exceptions. Rule number 1 is the double past mistake. When you use the helping verb did in negative or question sentences, the main verb must always go back to verb 1, the base form. You cannot have two past markers in the same sentence. Look at this incorrect sentence. Did you watch the movie? The correct sentence is, did you watch the movie? Another incorrect sentence is, I didn't went there. The correct sentence is, I didn't go there. Always remember, after did, use only the base form of the verb. Rule number 2 is irregular verb irregularities. Many regular verbs simply add ed in the past. For example, walk becomes walked. But many common verbs are irregular, so you must memorize them. For example, go becomes went, eat becomes ate, buy becomes bought, and see becomes saw. Now let's do a quick revision. The simple past tense is used to talk about finished actions at specific times in the past. The structure is positive, subject plus verb 2 plus object. Negative, subject plus did not plus verb 1 plus object. Question, did plus subject plus verb 1 plus object. Finally, remember the golden check. The helping verb did is used for all subjects. Whenever you use did, always use the base form of the verb, which is verb 1. Now let's begin learning the past continuous tense. The past continuous tense describes an action that was in progress at a specific moment in the past. If the simple past tells us what happened, which is a completed action, the past continuous sets the scene by telling us what was happening when that action occurred. In this tense, we use the past tense of to be, which is was or were, together with the continuous verb, which is verb 1 plus ing. Use was with I, he, she, it, and all singular subjects such as Rahul, my brother, and the company. Use were with you, we, they, and all plural subjects such as Tom and Rahul or my friends. Now let's learn the sentence structure. For positive sentences, the structure is subject plus was or were plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. For negative sentences, the structure is subject plus was or were plus not plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. For questions, the structure is was or were plus subject plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. Now let's see where we use the past continuous tense. The first use is actions in progress at a specific time in the past. We use this tense to show that an action had already started and was still continuing at a particular time in the past. Example 1. Positive. I was studying at 8 p.m. last night. Question. Was I studying at 8 p.m. last night? Negative. I was not studying at 8 p.m. last night. Example 2. Positive. They were playing cricket when it started to rain. Question. Were they playing cricket when it started to rain? Negative. They were not playing cricket when it started to rain. Example 3. Positive. Jay was working on his project all morning. Question. Was Jay working on his project all morning? Negative. Jay was not working on his project all morning. Example 4. Positive. Our team was discussing the audit report when the manager entered. Question. Was our team discussing the audit report when the manager entered? Negative. Our team was not discussing the audit report when the manager entered. Now let's move to the second use. The second use is two actions happening at the same time. We use this tense to describe two separate activities that were both in progress at the same time in the past. Example 1. Positive. I was reading while my brother was sleeping. Question. Was I reading while my brother was sleeping? Negative. I was not reading while my brother was sleeping. Example 2. Positive. We were cooking dinner while the kids were doing homework. Question. Were we cooking dinner while the kids were doing homework? Negative. We were not cooking dinner while the kids were doing homework. Example 3. Positive. Sophia was checking emails while her assistant was printing documents. Question. Was Sophia checking emails while her assistant was printing documents? Negative. Sophia was not checking emails while her assistant was printing documents. Example 4. Positive. The city was growing while the government was investing in new infrastructure. Question. Was the city growing while the government was investing in new infrastructure? Negative. The city was not growing while the government was investing in new infrastructure. Now let's learn some important rules and exceptions. Rule number 1 is the state verbs restriction. Just like in the present continuous tense, we generally do not use state verbs such as verbs of thoughts, feelings, or possession in the past continuous tense. Look at these incorrect sentences. I was wanting to go. She was knowing the truth. The correct sentences are, I wanted to go. She knew the truth. So remember, use the simple past instead of the past continuous with state verbs. Rule number 2 is interrupted actions. The past continuous is often used together with the simple past to show that one action interrupted another. The past continuous describes the background action, and the simple past describes the sudden action that interrupted it. For example, I was sleeping when the phone rang. Here, I was sleeping is the background action, and the phone rang is the action that interrupted it. Now let's do a quick revision. The past continuous tense is used to describe actions that were ongoing at a specific time in the past. The structure is positive, subject plus was, or were plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. Negative, subject plus was, or were plus not plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. Question. Was or were plus subject plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. Finally, remember the golden check. Use was with I, he, she, it, and all singular subjects. Use were with you, we, they, and all plural subjects. Now let's begin learning the past perfect tense. The past perfect tense is used to show that one action happened before another action in the past. Creates a clear timeline when you are telling a story. Look at this example. Past simple. I arrived at the station. This is action 1. Past perfect. The train had left. This is action 2, and it happened before I arrived. So, the past perfect helps us show which action happened first. Now let's learn the sentence structure. For positive sentences, the structure is subject plus had plus verb 3 plus object. For negative sentences, the structure is subject plus had plus not, or hadn't, plus verb 3 plus object. For questions, the structure is had plus subject plus verb 3 plus object. This is one of the easiest tenses because had is used for every single subject. There is no need to choose between have, has, was, or were. Remember, all subjects use had, and the main verb is always in verb 3, the past participle form. Now let's see where we use the past perfect tense. The first use is an action that happened before another past action. This is called the timeline use because it helps the listener understand the sequence of events. Example 1. Positive. I had finished my work before I left the office. Question. Had I finished my work before I left the office? Negative. I had not finished my work before I left the office. Example 2. Positive. She had already eaten when we invited her out. Question. Had she already eaten when we invited her out? Negative. She had not eaten when we invited her out. Example 3. Positive. They had left the building before the fire alarm rang. Question. Had they left the building before the fire alarm rang? Negative. They had not left the building before the fire alarm rang. Example 4. Positive. The company had signed the contract before the market crashed. Question. Had the company signed the contract before the market crashed? Negative. The company had not signed the contract before the market crashed. Now let's move to the second use. The second use is to describe a state that existed before a past moment. This shows that something was true for a period of time leading up to a specific moment in the past. Example 1. Positive. I had known him for years before we became friends. Question. Had I known him for years before I became friends with him? Negative. I had not known him for years before we became friends. Example 2. Positive. He had lived in Pune for a decade before moving to Mumbai. Question. Had he lived in Pune for a decade before moving to Mumbai? Negative. He had not lived in Pune before moving to Mumbai. Example 3. Positive. Sia had studied hard before she took the exam. Question. Had Sia studied hard before she took the exam? Negative. Sia had not studied hard before she took the exam. Example 4. Positive. The area had been a quiet forest before the developers arrived. Question. Had the area been a quiet forest before the developers arrived? Negative. The area had not been a quiet forest before the developers arrived. Now let's learn some important rules and exceptions. Rule number 1 is the order of events hint. Words such as before, after, already, and by the time often tell us that we need the past perfect tense. For example, by the time he arrived, the guests had left. Here, the guests leaving happened first and his arrival happened later. Rule number 2 is don't overuse it. If you are telling a story and the order of events is already clear, you do not always need the past perfect. You can simply use the simple past. For example, I opened the door and saw the mess. There is no need to say had opened because the sequence of events is already clear. Now let's do a quick revision. The past perfect tense is used to show that one past action happened before another past action. The structure is positive, subject plus had plus verb 3 plus object. Negative, subject plus had plus not plus verb 3 plus object. Question. Had plus subject plus verb 3 plus object. Finally, remember the golden check. Had is the helping verb for all subjects including I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. Always use verb 3, the past participle form, with had. We have now completed the past perfect tense. Now let's begin learning the past perfect continuous tense. The past perfect continuous tense is used to describe an action that started in the past and continued up until another point in the past. It emphasizes the duration of an action that was happening before something else occurred. Now let's learn the sentence structure. For positive sentences, the structure is subject plus had been plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. For negative sentences, the structure is subject plus had not or hadn't plus been plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. For questions, the structure is had plus subject plus been plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. Just like the past perfect tense, this tense is also very easy because the helping verb had been stays the same for every single subject. Now let's see where we use the past perfect continuous tense. The first use is duration before something else in the past. We use this tense to show how long an action had been in progress before a second past action interrupted or ended it. Example 1. Positive. I had been waiting for an hour when the bus finally arrived. Question. Had I been waiting for an hour when the bus arrived? Negative. I had not been waiting for an hour when the bus arrived. Example 2. Positive. She had been working at the firm for years before she got the promotion. Question. Had she been working there for years before she got the promotion? Negative. She had not been working there for years before she got the promotion. Example 3. Positive. Tom and Rahul had been practicing for the match until it started to rain. Question. Had Tom and Rahul been practicing for the match until it started to rain? Negative. Tom and Rahul had not been practicing for the match until it started to rain. Example 4. Positive. The company had been losing money for months before they changed the CEO. Question. Had the company been losing money for months before they changed the CEO? Negative. The company had not been losing money for months before they changed the CEO. Now let's move to the second use. The second use is past cause and effect. We use this tense to show that a past situation was the result of an action that had been going on for a long time. Example 1. Positive. I was tired because I had been running. Question. Had I been running before I became tired? Negative. I was not tired because I had not been running. Here, the long action of running caused the feeling of being tired. Example 2. Positive. He failed the test because he had not been studying. Question. Had he been studying before he failed the test? Negative. He had not been studying before he failed the test. Example 3. Positive. Ria felt confident because she had been practicing her presentation. Question. Had Ria been practicing her presentation before she felt confident? Negative. Ria had not been practicing her presentation before she felt confident. Example 4. Positive. The streets were flooded because it had been raining heavily all night. Question. Had it been raining heavily all night before the streets flooded? Negative. The streets were not flooded because it had not been raining heavily all night. Now let's learn some important rules and exceptions. Rule number 1 is the state verb reminder. Just like all the other continuous tenses, we cannot use state verbs such as verbs of thoughts, feelings, or possession in the past perfect continuous tense. Look at this incorrect sentence. I had been wanting to visit Pune. The correct sentence is, I had wanted to visit Pune. So, with state verbs, use the past perfect instead of the past perfect continuous. Rule number 2 is past perfect versus past perfect continuous. If you want to focus on the result, meaning that the action was finished, use the past perfect. For example, I had written the report. Here, the focus is that the report is finished. If you want to focus on the duration, meaning how long the action was happening, use the past perfect continuous. For example, I had been writing the report. Here, the focus is that I spent time writing it. Now let's do a quick revision. The past perfect continuous tense is used to describe the duration of an action that was happening before another point in the past. The structure is positive. Subject plus had plus been plus verb 1 plus ing plus object. Negative. Subject plus had plus not plus been plus verb 1 plus ng plus object. Question. Had plus subject plus been plus verb 1 plus ng plus object. Finally, remember the golden check. Had been is used for all subjects. Always use verb 1 plus ing, which is the continuous form of the verb. Now let's start with the simple future tense. The simple future tense is used to talk about actions that will happen in the future. We use it for predictions, spontaneous decisions made at the moment of speaking, and promises or offers to do something for someone. Let's first understand the sentence structure. To make a positive sentence, we use subject plus will plus V1 plus object. To make a negative sentence, we use subject plus will not or won't plus V1 plus object. To make a question, we use will plus subject plus V1 plus object. One important point to remember is that the helping verb will is used with every subject. Whether the subject is I, you, he, she, it, we, or they, we always use will. Also, after will, always use the base form of the verb, which is V1. Never use V2, V3, or the ing form after will. Now let's understand the first use of the simple future tense. The first use is for predictions. A prediction means something that you think will happen in the future. It is your opinion, belief, or expectation. Look at the first example. I will pass the exam. This sentence shows a prediction that the speaker thinks he or she will pass the exam. Now look at its question form. Will I pass the exam? Here, we simply move will to the beginning of the sentence to make a question. Now look at the negative sentence. I will not pass the exam. Here, the speaker says that passing the exam will not happen. Now let's see the second example. It will rain tomorrow. This is a prediction about the weather. The question is, will it rain tomorrow? And the negative sentence is, it will not rain tomorrow. Now the third example. They will win the match. Here, someone believes that the team will win. The question is, will they win the match? The negative sentence is, they will not win the match. Now the fourth example. The company will expand its operations next year. This is a prediction about the company's future. The question is, will the company expand its operations next year? The negative sentence is, the company will not expand its operations next year. Now let's move to the second use of the simple future tense. We use it for spontaneous decisions and promises. A spontaneous decision is a decision that you make immediately at the time of speaking. We also use will when we promise or offer to do something. Look at the first example. I will help you with your homework. Here, the speaker is making a promise or deciding to help. The question is, will I help you with your homework? The negative sentence is, I will not help you with your homework. Now the second example. She will call you back in 5 minutes. The question is, will she call me back in 5 minutes? The negative sentence is, she will not call me back in 5 minutes. Now the third example. Rahul will bring some snacks for the party. The question is, will Rahul bring some snacks for the party? The negative sentence is, Rahul will not bring some snacks for the party. Now the fourth example. We will support your application for the new role in Mumbai. The question is, will we support my application for the new role in Mumbai? The negative sentence is, we will not support your application for the new role in Mumbai. Now let's learn 2 important rules. The first rule is will versus going to. Many beginners get confused about when to use these two. We use will for quick decisions that are made at the moment of speaking or for predictions based on our opinion. For example, I'm thirsty. I will get some water. The decision is made right now. On the other hand, we use going to for plans that were already made before the moment of speaking. For example, I am going to visit my parents next week. This plan was already decided earlier, so we use going to. Now let's learn the second rule, which is the base verb rule. After will, the main verb must always be in its base form, which is V1. So we do not say, he will goes to Pune. That is incorrect. The correct sentence is, he will go to Pune. Similarly, we do not say, they will playing. That is also incorrect. The correct sentence is, they will play. So always remember, after will, use only V1. Now let's quickly revise the structure once again. Positive. Subject plus will plus V1 plus object. Negative. Subject plus will not plus V1 plus object. Question. Will plus subject plus V1 plus object. Also remember these 2 golden points. Will is used with all subjects, and after will, always use the base form of the verb. Now let's learn an important shortcut that native English speakers use. This is called the fixed future shortcut. Normally, we use will for future actions. But when a future action is completely fixed, confirmed, and already planned, native speakers often use the present continuous tense instead of will. This makes the sentence sound more natural because the event has already been arranged. Let's compare the two. I will fly to Mumbai. This is just a future idea or prediction. But, I am flying to Mumbai tomorrow. This means the trip is already planned. Maybe the ticket has already been booked. Now let's look at some examples. In a professional or career context, we say, I will attend the seminar. This is only a general idea. But if the plan is already confirmed, we say, I am attending the seminar on Monday. This tells us that the registration is complete and the schedule is fixed. Now look at the social or personal context. We will meet for coffee. This is just a general plan. But we are meeting for coffee at 4 p.m. This tells us that the time and place have already been decided. Finally, let's look at the travel or appointment context. The doctor will see me at 10 a.m. This is simply an expectation. But the doctor is seeing me at 10 a.m. This means the appointment has already been booked and confirmed. So whenever your future plan is fixed, confirmed, and scheduled, using the present continuous tense is more natural than using will. Now that you have understood the simple future tense, let's move on to the next tense, the future continuous tense. The future continuous tense describes an action that will be in progress at a specific moment in the future. If the simple future tense tells us that an action will happen, the future continuous tense tells us that the action will be going on at a particular time in the future. Now let's understand its sentence structure. For a positive sentence, we use subject plus will plus be plus V1 plus ing plus object. For a negative sentence, we use subject plus will not or won't plus be plus V1 plus ing plus object. For a question, we use will plus subject plus be plus V1 plus ing plus object. In this tense, we use the helping verb will be along with the ing form of the main verb. Just like the simple future tense, will be is used with every subject, whether it is I, you, he, she, it, we, or they. Now let's understand the first use. We use the future continuous tense to talk about an action that will have started and will still be continuing at a particular time in the future. Look at the first example. I will be studying at 9 p.m. tonight. This means that at exactly 9 p.m., the action of studying will already be in progress. The question form is will I be studying at 9 p.m. tonight? The negative sentence is I will not be studying at 9 p.m. tonight. Now look at the second example. They will be traveling during the weekend. This means that during the weekend, the action of traveling will be going on. The question is will they be traveling during the weekend? The negative sentence is they will not be traveling during the weekend. Now the third example. Rahul will be working on his assignment all morning tomorrow. This means Rahul's work will continue throughout tomorrow morning. The question is will Rahul be working on his assignment all morning tomorrow? The negative sentence is Rahul will not be working on his assignment all morning tomorrow. Now the fourth example. Our team will be conducting the audit throughout next week. This means the audit will continue during next week. The question is will our team be conducting the audit throughout next week? The negative sentence is our team will not be conducting the audit throughout next week. Now let's understand the second use. We use the future continuous tense to make predictions about an action that will be happening in the future as a matter of course. In simple words, we predict that an action will be in progress at a particular future time. Look at the first example. I will be waiting for your call. This means the speaker expects that he or she will be waiting when the call comes. The question is will I be waiting for your call? The negative sentence is I will not be waiting for your call. Now the second example. She will be performing on stage at the ceremony. This means her performance will be going on during the ceremony. The question is will she be performing on stage at the ceremony? The negative sentence is she will not be performing on stage at the ceremony. Now the third example. Jenny will be attending the seminar this time tomorrow. This means that at this exact time tomorrow, Jenny will be attending the seminar. The question is will Jenny be attending the seminar this time tomorrow? The negative sentence is Jenny will not be attending the seminar this time tomorrow. Now the fourth example. The city of Mumbai will be hosting international guests during the festival. This means that during the festival, the city will be welcoming international guests. The question is will the city of Mumbai be hosting international guests during the festival? The negative sentence is the city of Mumbai will not be hosting international guests during the festival. Now let's learn some important rules and exceptions. The first rule is no state verbs. Just like the other continuous tenses, we normally do not use state verbs, such as verbs of thoughts, feelings, or possession, in the future continuous tense. For example, I will be knowing the answer by tomorrow is incorrect. The correct sentence is I will know the answer by tomorrow. Here, we use the simple future tense because know is a state verb. Now the second rule is future continuous versus future simple. Look at these two sentences carefully. I will meet him. This is a simple future action or a decision made now. But I will be meeting him. This means the meeting is already planned or it is part of an ongoing schedule. So, although both sentences talk about the future continuous often sounds more natural when talking about planned or ongoing future events. Now let's quickly revise. The future continuous tense is used for actions that will be ongoing at a specific point in the future. The positive structure is subject plus will plus be plus V1 plus ing plus object. The negative structure is subject plus will plus not plus be plus V1 plus ing plus object. The question structure is will plus subject plus be plus V1 plus ing plus object. Finally, remember these two golden points. Will be is used with all subjects, and always use the V1 plus ing form of the main verb. Now that you have understood the future continuous tense, let's move on to the future perfect tense. The future perfect tense describes an action that will be finished or completed before a specific time in the future. This tense is mainly used when we talk about deadlines or something that will be completed by a particular time. Let's understand this with a simple comparison. I will finish this report. This is in the simple future tense. It only tells us that the action will happen sometime in the future. But I will have finished the report by 5 p.m. This is in the future perfect tense. Here, we know that the report will be completed before 5 p.m. Now let's understand the sentence structure. For a positive sentence, we use subject plus will plus have plus V3 plus object. For a negative sentence, we use subject plus will not or won't plus have plus V3 plus object. For a question, we use will plus subject plus have plus V3 plus object. In this tense, we use the helping verb will have followed by the V3 or past participle form of the verb. Just like the other future tenses, will have is used with all subjects. Whether the subject is I, you, he, she, it, we, or they, the helping verb remains the same. Now let's understand the first use. We use the future perfect tense to describe an action that will be completed before a certain point in the future. Look at the first example. I will have finished my homework by 8 p.m. This means that before 8 p.m. arrives, my homework will already be complete. The question form is will I have finished my homework by 8 p.m.? The negative sentence is I will not have finished my homework by 8 p.m. Now the second example. She will have arrived at the airport by noon. This means she will reach the airport before noon. The question is will she have arrived at the airport by noon? The negative sentence is she will not have arrived at the airport by noon. Now the third example. Tom and James will have cleaned the garage by the time you return. This means the garage will already be clean before you come back. The question is will Tom and James have cleaned the garage by then? The negative sentence is Tom and James will not have cleaned the garage by then. Now the fourth example. The company will have launched the new application by next month. This means the launch will be completed before next month arrives. The question is will the company have launched the application by next month? The negative sentence is the company will not have launched the application by next month. Now let's understand the second use. We use the future perfect tense to express a duration of time up to a future point. In simple words, it shows how long something will have continued when we reach a particular future time. Look at the first example. I will have lived in London for 2 years by next December. This means that by next December, the total duration of living in London will be 2 years. The question is will I have lived in London for 2 years by next December? The negative sentence is I will not have lived in London for 2 years by next December. Now the second example. He will have worked at this firm for 10 years by 2027. This means that by the year 2027, he will complete 10 years at the company. The question is will he have worked there for 10 years by 2027? The negative sentence is he will not have worked there for 10 years by 2027. Now the third example. Sophia will have completed her professional certification by the end of the year. This means the certification will be completed before the year ends. The question is will Sophia have completed her certification by the end of the year? The negative sentence is Sophia will not have completed her certification by then. Now the fourth example. By next week, the city will have hosted this festival for 50 consecutive years. This means that by next week, the festival will have been held continuously for 50 years. The question is will the city have hosted the festival for 50 years by next week? The negative sentence is the city will not have hosted it for 50 years yet. Now let's learn an important rule. This is called the by clue. In future perfect sentences you will often see words like by the time, or another future deadline. These words tell us that an action must be completed before a specific future time. Whenever you notice these words, there is a good chance that the future perfect tense is needed. Now let's quickly revise. The future perfect tense is used to show that an action will be completed before a future deadline. The positive structure is subject plus will plus have plus V3 plus object. The negative structure is subject plus will plus not plus have plus V3 plus object. The question structure is will plus subject plus have plus V3 plus object. Finally, remember these two golden points. Will have is used with all subjects, and after will have, always use the V3 or past participle form of the verb. Now let's move on to the last tense, the future perfect continuous tense. The future perfect continuous tense is used to look ahead to a future moment and imagine how long an action will have been in progress by that time. Let us first compare it with the future continuous tense. I will be working. This simply tells us that the action will be in progress at that future time. But I will have been working for 8 hours by 5 p.m. This tells us the total duration of the action up to that future point. So, The future perfect continuous focuses on how long the action has been going on. Now let's understand the sentence structure. For a positive sentence, we use subject plus will plus have plus been plus V1 plus ing plus object. For a negative sentence, we use subject plus will not or won't plus have plus been plus V1 plus ing plus object. For a question, we use will plus subject plus have plus been plus V1 plus ing plus object. In this tense, we combine will have been with the ing form of the main verb. This structure remains the same for every subject. Now let's understand the first use. We use the future perfect continuous tense to emphasize how long an action will have been happening before a future point. Look at the first example. I will have been studying for 3 hours by the time you arrive. This means that when you arrive, my studying will already have continued for 3 hours. The question is, will I have been studying for 3 hours by the time you arrive? The negative sentence is I will not have been studying for 3 hours by the time you arrive. Look at the second example. She will have been living in London for 5 years by next May. This means that by next May, the total duration of her stay in London will become 5 years. The question is, will she have been living in London for 5 years by next May? The negative sentence is she will not have been living in London for 5 years by next May. Now the third example. Tom and Rahul will have been playing for 2 hours by sunset. This means that when the sun sets, they will already have been playing continuously for 2 hours. The question is, will Tom and Rahul have been playing for 2 hours by sunset? The negative sentence is Tom and Rahul will not have been playing for 2 hours by sunset. Now the fourth example. Our team will have been working on this project for 6 months by the time we launch. This means that when the project is launched, the team will already have worked on it continuously for 6 months. The question is, will our team have been working on this project for 6 months? The negative sentence is our team will not have been working on it for 6 months by then. Now let's learn an important rule. Just like the other continuous tenses, we do not normally use state verbs in the future perfect continuous tense. For example, I will have been knowing him for years by 2027 is incorrect because know is a state verb. The correct sentence is I will have known him for years by 2027. So whenever you use state verbs such as know, believe, love, hate, own, understand, and similar verbs, use the future perfect tense instead of the future perfect continuous tense. Now let's quickly revise. The future perfect continuous tense is used to show the duration of an ongoing action up to a future point. The positive structure is subject plus will plus have plus been plus V1 plus ing plus object. The negative structure is subject plus will plus not plus have plus been plus V1 plus ing plus object. The question structure is will plus subject plus have plus been plus V1 plus ing plus object. Finally, remember these 2 golden points. Will have been is used with all subjects, and always use the V1 plus ing form of the verb. Congratulations! You have now completed all 12 English tenses. But before we end this lesson, let's learn a few advanced ways to talk about the future that native English speakers use. The first one is be about to. We use be about to when something is going to happen immediately, within the next few moments. In other words, the action is just about to start. For example, let's get into the train. It's about to leave. This means the train is going to leave in just a few seconds or moments. Another example is don't go out now. We are about to have lunch. This means lunch is going to start very soon. Remember, be about to is used only when the future action is immediate. Now let's learn be to. We use be to for official, formal, or high-level arrangements. You will often hear it in news reports or formal announcements. For example, the president is to address the nation tonight. This means there is an official arrangement for the president to give an address tonight. Another example is the prime minister is to visit America next month. Again, this is an official planned event. Here is a useful tip. In newspaper headlines, the verb be is often omitted to save space. So instead of writing the prime minister is to visit America, a headline may simply say prime minister to visit America. This is a headline style, so don't be confused if you see it in newspapers. Now let's learn going to. We use going to when a decision has already been made before the moment of speaking. Unlike will, which is often used for instant decisions, going to shows that the plan or intention already existed. Look at the first example. Have you decided what to do? Yes, I am going to resign from this job. This decision has already been made. Another example is, why do you want to sell your motorbike? I am going to buy a car. Again, buying a car is already a planned decision. We also use going to for a predictable future. This means we have evidence in the present that tells us what is likely to happen. For example, it is going to rain. Look at those clouds. We can see dark clouds, so we predict rain based on visible evidence. Another example is, the boat is full of water. It is going to sink. We can see the boat filling with water, so the prediction is based on what we see. One more example is, she is going to have a baby. This prediction is based on present evidence, not just a guess. Now it's time to practice. In the next slide, you will see 15 sentences. Your task is to convert each sentence into its question form and its negative form. Pause the video, try to solve all of them by yourself, and then check your answers using the link in the video description. Trying them yourself is the best way to improve your grammar. Next comes the error detective activity. Here, each sentence contains one tense mistake. Your job is to find the mistake and correct the sentence. Again, pause the video, solve them on your own first, and then compare your answers with the correct ones provided in the description. This exercise will help you identify common grammar mistakes and improve your accuracy in English. That's the end of today's lesson. I hope this complete guide to English tenses helped you understand the topic clearly. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this channel.